Alrighty, so welcome back. We've just been and got that rope, so we should be carrying this real heavy bugger. So we've come all the way back from the camp office. We're kind of cold now. It's getting late in the day. I'm half tempted to try and go for the ravine right now. At least go stay in that cave tonight. I think the sensible thing... We might still be able to get there during the night, but I think what we'll try and do is just get a little bit of get some heat back, and we'll get a little bit of rest in ourselves, and just so we can make that climb a bit easier. We might drop a few things that we won't need down there. So, we won't need that weight for sure, anyway. We're going to drop 5 kilos, so we'll be down to 25. Keep the pry bar on us just so we're carrying it when we come back, in case a wolf decides to attack us, so we won't drop that here. Probably not going to bother doing any of the reading down there, so that will help a little bit with the weight. Now let's just go through orderly. I'll try and keep the fuel on me because I'll at least take it to that cave in case we get blizzarded in. I hate to drop all these on the floor, but I don't want to forget that I've got them. I don't normally leave matches lying around places, but I mean they actually add up to, you know, a fair bit of weight. We're not going to need 100 odd matches while we're down there, so that'll actually probably drop more than half a kilo. I don't think that's enough to really light an emergency fire with. I don't think we've seen that come up. We won't need that while we're down there. I think just about everything else I'll keep on us, and maybe leave some stuff in the Ravine cave. So what we're going to do now, probably just try and eat something half decent. I don't want to risk getting ill at this point, so I'm just going to eat 2 or 3 of these. We've got quite a lot now. Okay, so we're definitely warm. We're going to need to boil some water up while we're down there. But we're going to have a fire anyway, so crouch to leave.
Man, I could eat anything.
Get a little bit of distance on in case there is a wolf, especially with this shocking headwind. Wow, that is brutal headwind. Oh, it's still a brutal headwind. At the best of times, I kind of recommend speeding up YouTube videos to 1.25 times, especially if you're in a hurry, but I would not be upset if you sped this pellet up on me at all. Wow. I'll get you guys on the way back. Can't believe I missed them before when I was running around looking for them. There's another one of those. It's over here. I feel like the wind didn't used to be this hard to walk into once upon a time, or at least it felt kind of more realistic about how windy it felt to how windy you got, or how slow you got. So at some point that became a lot more brutal. This is where we... Whoa. Apologies there, the camera just completely flipped 180 degrees. Okay, so is there something we want to drop here at all? I'll drop 2 of those, but I do get paranoid that I won't have enough fuel down there, but we should be fine to ride out the coldest part of the day, I believe. I doubt we're going to need that many torches down there. We can always make some more, as long as we get a fire going. So definitely have ways of making fire. At least one book to help start that. Painkillers, it's good to have in case we get a sprain. Those sort of things. I think we're kind of fine. We'll drop 5 kilos. We won't be quite fatigued enough to not be able to make it down there. And obviously we have to sleep. Critical thing. I mean, we can sleep down there without a bedroll because there is a natural bedroll down there. But it's still always good to have it to make sure we get optimum rest. Did I cook you? No, I didn't cook you. And of course the wind is still completely in our face.
Huh. I never thought I'd be dying from starvation.
It knows. The game knows what I'm trying to do. It knows I'm carrying a really heavy rope. I'm heading towards the lower ravine. Oh boy, is it trying to stop me. Oh, trying to shelter somewhat behind one of these trees. I think you have to be super close for that to really work. It's trying to freeze me before I even get to deploy that rope. It wants me to lose as much condition as possible.
God, never felt cold in my life.
I'm surprised a blizzard hasn't started already, because I swear there's a magic trigger as soon as you come in this area, and it even suspects you're thinking about sleeping in either the cave I was just in or the one down here. It's like, yeah, let's see how prepared you are. Let's just see if you came with enough stuff to keep you warm and get you through the night. Wow. So we're going to lose some condition just putting out this rope, because it does take a few in-game minutes, but I really just want to get down there. So you can see that health meter going down. Main thing is to just check how high our hypothermia risk is. Alright, so 23 kilos, we should be fine. Going down. You can watch our fatigue bar just plummeting trying to do this. So we'll be pretty tired when we get to the bottom. Yeah, we're fairly pooped. So it's dropped a bunch of our carrying capacity down to 28 kilos. them just for something to do while we're in the cave, maybe. We'll check the guy on the way out. And this is pretty much worth the price of admission to come down here. Sometimes there's some other stuff. And that emergency stim that's there as well is actually a really great thing to have. Well, we'll never read that, but we can start a fire with the Advanced Guns book. Now I'm fine with sprinting because we gotta try and get a bunch of sleep tonight. So there's a rabbit we could have for dinner if we really want. But I think all I'm going to try and do is ride out the night to begin with. And then if we do get blizzarded in, that's probably when I'll look at trying to grab that guy for food, etc. So it's kind of late in the night. I'm not super exhausted yet. I might just warm up for 1 hour first, just by passing time. Just that I want to come out here, do a couple of things with enough warmth. Mainly grab all those cattails because we'll probably never come back down here. I don't think we need the... don't need the hide really, we've got a couple of those going.
I need something to eat.
It will just be extra weight to carry back up. I'll grab the sticks while we're out here in case it does blizzard on us and we just need a really warm fire, and I get paranoid about having enough fuel, so I always just gather what I can when I can.
Fingers go numb.
Okay, so it's still kind of warm out, but I'm pretty confident that this is going to blizzard at some point during the night. So we've got two options. We can just start a really warm fire now and just try and ride it out. Or, yeah, see, it's actually only 1 degree in here, so I think that's actually pretty risky. If it was a little bit warmer, I would probably try and just sleep for a few hours. We have a bunch of fuel. We can boil up some water. I'll sleep for 3 hours. Little 3-hour stints. And risk it. Mostly because this is what I would normally do. Although the temperature is dropping right now, and because that's dropping, I'm not super confident that it's going to stay very warm, and we don't have any warmth built up. Alright, I've convinced myself. Sensible play. We're to invest in a match. Or invest a match. Make a fire, at least sleep for a few hours and see what it's like when we wake up. Part of the reason I don't normally make a fire at this point, I try and sleep as long as possible until I absolutely need one, so you don't waste all your fuel. So this gamble could still backfire on me that way.
Come on, little fire. Come on. Perfect.
I'll stick one of the pieces of fur on. A couple more sticks. Let's get a little bit over 3 hours. I just want to sleep a big patch first just to get that condition, so we condition and then rest back enough. So we'll just sleep. I won't put water on at this point because we'll boil away in the 3 hours we'll sleep. So here we go. It's got 35 more minutes.
Man, I could eat anything.
Just cook a liter at this point. Chuck one of the pieces of coal on there. So that's going to take, yeah, about an hour. I'll sleep for one more hour. I really want to get our rest meter up quite high for the climb up because it is a pretty exhausting climb. Two of those. Yeah, chuck a piece of it reclaimed. One more stick. We'll sleep for another 3 hours. Eat some more. I'm pretty surprised it hasn't blizzarded on us yet, but touch wood, it's probably just waiting just till we're about to want to leave for that to happen. Still got 3 hours on that. Oh, I hear some wind rising. That's going to happen. So it's still probably pretty cold out. We're only carrying 22 kilos, so I think we can make the climb at this point. This is where the gamble is, because it looks like it's starting to snow. It will be cold out here, so we'll suffer cold damage. But we could climb up that rope and get out of here, otherwise it might try and blizzard us in for another day, and then we're down to some fuel. So I think this is where I'll try and get out of here and get to that cave. Definitely grabbed all my stuff. Good to know. I think we've got enough stamina to be able to make this climb. If it gets a little bit edgy, then I'll stop it. I need to stop at that ledge pretty much anyway. And if it looks like we've tanked out our energy too much by then, then I can probably just inject myself with the stim to make it the rest of the way. So yeah, I'm hoping I've calculated this correctly and we do have enough stamina. Usually like to have a bit more rest to do this. Yeah, it plummets pretty quick. It's getting edgy. Be happy for this ledge when it gives me the icon. So we're still got a few kilos it reckons we're fine with. So that should be okay. I did have some coffee on me, so I probably should have made up 1 or 2 of those. I'm already doing the clever thing to do. We should still be able to make that. But let me just check that. We have that coffee.
So cold. So cold.
Sprint meter's not back yet. I think that's as high as our sprint meter goes. The icon's just a little bit broken at the moment. I think we can make it. I'm going to chance it. She will be completely exhausted by the time we get to the top though. So we should almost just to start to see ourselves be encumbered. Just about. Just at the top. So that's pretty risky. So now we'll get to the cave, and one of the first things we should do is actually load the flare gun. I think there's many people out there who've run into a wolf or a bear and ended their run because they forgot that one little thing about putting a flare actually in it. I've done it. I think I've done it plenty of times.
Where? I need something to eat.
We probably could have been a little bit more risky in that cave and slept for a lot longer, and we might not have needed the fire all the way through, but I guess sometimes it's good to not take the chances too much. Took the chance on climbing up and not waiting around and sleeping a little bit more during the day. Because yeah, you can get stuck down there for a while with the weather really trying to hem you in. And I believe this cave is a lot warmer than the other cave. Oh, this is -3 degrees in here, so even in here we aren't warm. So it sounds a bit weird, but I'm actually just gonna... One thing, I'm not gonna sleep, I'm just gonna pass time and just check that we warm up first. Even though we're really exhausted. So we'll be slightly warm in the bed, but I just wanna check that we're starting to get warm at the start of the day. So there we go, we're actually getting warmer and warmer now rather than colder and colder. Could probably make it back to the trailers at the moment, but I think we'll just sleep for 1 hour. There comes a blizzard rolling in. Still getting warmer though. That temperature's actually going up even though that wind's coming through because it is more the middle of the day. Just going to try and sleep 2 more hours. And now we're fully warm. A little bit more rested. Now, I'm going to do what I said I was going to do, is take the distress pistol and put a flare in it. So now we've got that to be able to help us on our way. Still going to leave that there for the moment. We're sheltered and only mildly cold. I think we can get the meat off this in the meantime. 16 minutes.
My stomach is eating itself.
Okay, so it's quite low condition. What condition are you? I might just cook those up now, but I will get the hide and guts off this as well, so I'll do the cooking out here just where we're sheltered. The game is threatening to have some pretty bad weather, so we might get blown out, but actually going to face that way while I do it. Just to possibly try and trick the game into keep blowing the wind in my face where this is protected when the wind's coming from that direction. We'll see how this works out.
That didn't work. Come on, little fire.
Doesn't want to let us do it.
Okay, that didn't work.
I'll let you down on this torch, so... Alright, it really wants me to use this book.
Come on, little fire. Come on.
How are we off for water? We were kind of low, so we got plenty somewhere. I can't remember where we've left all our water, but we've got some somewhere. Rancid. We use 685. You're 900. Nine minutes. Is it being blown? Or did we only start it with a book? One hour still. Get one of these. 21 minutes, 23 minutes, 31 minutes. Don't want to waste my fur on that. Still 1 hour. Still not defrosted quite enough. I'll get the guts. I'll use the hacksaw. We got plenty of hacksaws still. I'm just going to eat this straight away because I don't really want to carry back meat on me, so I'm fine with just eating it. Getting the condition while we have it. Cook on more later. $23 minutes on that fire. And check if there's any more sticks in easy reach. Probably tapped them out though, so... Here's a couple. Put those 3 sticks on, we at least got them. 35. And that's still gotta melt for a while. 30 minutes until ready. How long is it gonna take? Still gonna take an hour. Or 40 minutes. We'll do the 40-minute version with the hands now. Eat that right now as well. Cooking level 2, nice. I'm going to drop that on there too, and I will just add a couple more sticks. It's going to take 30 minutes. Just pick that up for the meantime. I mean, the weather's really threatening to come and get us, but it's nearly the end of the day. I'll try and make it back to those trailers. It's coming for us. Don't really want to waste a piece of coal on this. Piece of cedar though.
I need to lay down.
Whoop, I think we might be out of that fire though. Yeah, I think we're not going to get that piece of meat. It's all good. We'll pick that up. We have to come back here for the rabbits and the guts here, so I'm just going to drop the deer and the guts in here as well. They can just happily cure away. We'll use them at some point. Oop. I'll have that stick back, thank you. Definitely carrying no decoys anymore. Shame about that piece of rabbit, but we're fairly well fed. I don't want to waste any more sticks on it. We used a bunch of tinder plugs. We're running pretty low, so that'll come in handy at some point. So now we're getting quite exhausted. We're only carrying 22 kilograms and that's encumbered because the exhaustion's so high. Did promise we were going to get these birch though. Are we sheltered from the wind? Yes. I think there's still a few cattails that we could grab through here as well on our way through when we come back through to go to Coastal Highway. Try and get up on this rise and try and stay a little bit sheltered from that wind. So out of the wind it's actually not very cold at all. The wind's probably tearing our clothes apart quite a lot. And maybe making it wet I'm heading towards Frozen, so... Now this is where... I like to have the gun out now that I have the gun. Just in case a wolf is here. I want to put the birch in the dam. I'll probably come back and sleep in the bed. Just want to dump some things in here. You're cooked as well. Take that off salt by weight. So I'm just going to keep dropping sticks all the time. Now, do I have anything else on me I want to put away? And keep that on me to burn. I've probably still got a bunch of cloth. Okay. I'm going to have to come back in here tomorrow to grab some of these things to take to Forlorn Muskeg. So just grab it now in case I forget. Let's just have a look. I'll put 10 of these, 15 of these away. There's a collection for later. I'm okay with that for the moment. Did we have a collection of water? Or did we use all the water that I had here? How much water do we have? 2.2 litres, so we're not desperate. Follow my own advice and keep going via the rock. So hopefully we get a good night's sleep now. Everywhere you go there's a headwind. If we get a good night's sleep tonight, and the weather's fine tomorrow, we should be able to head straight to Forlorn Muskeg. Alright. Let's get out of this.
Starting to feel numb.
Alright. So we are fairly completely exhausted. It's only just dusk, so it's going to be, if we sleep right now, we will probably still wake up when it's dark. We could probably eat a few things at that point and read some of our books. I wouldn't want to do it now because we're just about to be exhausted, so we do need to sleep. If we sleep now, we've actually still got 800 calories. We can use all of that as recovery. I think that's what we're going to do. Alrighty. Sleep for 10 hours. Right. A little drink. the cool thing is now we are really high up in condition. That's somewhere in the 90s, I would say. So just have a look. I mean, it's 10 days, but it's probably only about 8. So 8 days survived. We're near at about 93% condition.
Oh, I could eat a horse.
What's good is our clothes are starting to come along. You know, it could obviously still be warmer. Our clothes are coming along. We have the gun. We have the hammer. We have multiple hacksaws. And we're now in a position to go and try and build our tools. We have some birch and some guts on the move. The only downside is I don't have a maple already underway, and that's going to slow us down with making the bow. But if we go make our tools, head back this way, and then go back to to Timberwolf Mountain, we can try and do the summit and get all the good loot off there before it gets too cold, before the condition deteriorates there too much. So I'm fine still probably trying to make the bow back on Timberwolf, but because we're all the way over here, it makes sense to go and build our tools now, I think. I think that's the plan. I'm more saying this to you guys to convince myself that that's the plan. Is it light enough to read yet? Not quite. I'm just going to pass time for an hour. I'm fine with losing the calorie burn, because I'm going to eat in a minute when we've got enough light to read some books.
God, my stomach feels like an empty pit.
Let me find hydration wise. I'm going to pass time again. In theory, now it's possibly light enough to read, but we won't know till we eat something. Still don't want to eat any of those. Eat 2 of these. We'll eat 1 first. And we'll try and read. Oh, fire starting book is the one I wanted, and that's on the ground somewhere here. Survive the outdoors. 140. Hopefully we don't get hungry before it finishes, and otherwise it would have all been wasted. Yeah, we read for 1 hour. We still had a few little calories left. Still pretty cold outside. So we use the time. To read that a little bit more. Alright, so in terms of stuff we need to build, we've got that and that. Got 4 of them. Got enough cloth. We do need to get some more metal on the way. I think we'll find enough. Or we could just go into the... We could go to a couple of things down in the dam right now just to be sure of it without having to chance it, having to find it on the way over. We still got some daylight, so I think I'll go do that. It's not even terribly cold out. I would just about start travelling in this if I knew I had somewhere to warm up along the way. Hopefully we take a gamble on coming back in here. It's not going to get worse weather during the day. Alright. Now, you can tear these guys down and only get 1, but it only takes 15 minutes. You tear these guys down, it takes 3 hours, but you get 8. 3 hours is a pretty large investment. You get 2 for 30 minutes off that. 4 of those would be 2 hours. And that's 3 hours. This is a better investment of my time. So I'm pretty sure I can find some more on the way. Is there a metal control box down there? I know there's one in here. Is there another one? You're not. Trying to remember where another one of those is. Definitely opened that. Yeah. We got 8 metal, so that's at least. Pretty sure that's our 5 and our 3 for that. So then we just need to find everything to make our arrows on the way. Pretty sure we can. Now what do you get off a broken metal door? 2 for 45 minutes. Not as good as a box. $15 minutes. I'll take you. At least make 2 arrowheads. I'm sure we'll find some more scrap on the way. So now we just, hopefully the weather's still fine. Foggy. Which means it'll be warm, but potentially dangerous. I think we can at least get to the camp office and see how we go. I'm actually going to eat that. Some traveling condition. I know everyone likes to say about the starve during the day and eat only at night, but I follow that more as a guideline for when you absolutely are low on calories and in terms of carrying calories and you need to get condition back as much as possible. But sometimes when you're actually just going to be moving around, I think you can get some more condition during the day as well, so don't follow it as a hard and fast rule. Just try and listen to see if there is a wolf. Alright. Gonna chance it. Can't hear him. I don't normally travel too much in the fog, unless it's an area I know quite well. I can listen for the moose down here though. I hate to stumble into him in the poor visibility. Hey dear. Nearly scared me. Trying to make 2 of you look like one moose. Hey dear, don't lure any wolves up here for me, please. Apologies for being so quiet, just keeping my ears peeled. It's always slightly intimidating walking around in the fog in this game. I think it's one of the really great things that they've done in this game is just the atmosphere. All the audio is excellent. Definitely gets a very spooky vibe. And the fear is one of the things that is the biggest thing that makes you make mistakes. You might not be in as much danger as you think, and then you make a really terrible move. I feel like the fog is clearing. We've made some good travel distance. We haven't really got cold on the way so much yet. So if this holds, we should be able to get through Forlorn Muskeg and hopefully be at the farm in the mid-afternoon.
Oh, to find food.
Could stop in and warm up, but I think I'm just going to push on. We're fairly warm. Just want to check my stick situation. Hey, we need to get a lot more because I'd like to be a little bit better equipped for making a fire. So we'll prioritize that on the way a little bit, because we will need to probably make at least one warming fire along the way. This is a nice little stash of sticks for us to find. Ah, so there's a wolf. Let's crouch past him for the moment. I wish he'd gone and found that deer. That's always bound to happen right when you see a wolf. Actually going to sort that out right now. Probably could risk it, but there might be one further up. I do think creeping around, even when you're not encumbered, creeping around on heights with the gun out
Getting cold.
does seem to give me a lot of sprains. Right, we're going to make a move now. Yeah, I think the long dark gods dice roll. Yeah, probabilities go up when you're holding a gun, creeping near a wolf. It's like, well, let's see how good you are at keeping you cool. Can be another wolf that just creeps over this rise here too. It can be the same one we just saw, but we could go to see trappers and just see if we've got like something cool like a Mackinaw jacket or something like that, but I really just want to push on and get this done as quick as possible. I don't want to waste too much time just looting every good place, because we'll come back. It'll give us something to do when we come back to this area. Just checking it, it's not a piece of metal. Alright, so we're just about getting to be hypothermia damage, well, hypothermia risk I should say. It's still pretty warm. Still only the middle of the day. A little bit foggy, but visibility's definitely good enough. There's a wolf right there. He's actually as close as I've seen him for a while. Let's keep our distance a little bit. It's probably about as close as he gets to the entrance here. There's that hypothermia risk. I might try a little warm up in the poacher's camp. There's some wind coming in. There was also the sound of the bear for a second. I'm hoping it's not fixing to blizzard us into this poacher's camp, especially if we warm up. That's peeled for more wolves.
Starving.
A lot of cattails in this zone. A lot of cattails. But also a lot of wolves. And its share of bears. And definitely its share of bad weather and attempts to kill you. Yes, thank you. Same with you. Yes, thank you. Is this the one you can duck under? Yes. I'll have that. That will come because we're going to need lots of coal. Are you warmer? Are you warmer than anything I've got on? No. You might be if I fixed you. Okay. Oh, we're actually slightly warm in here. 1 degree. If we are gonna if we are going to try and warm up in a bed, I still think I'd like it to go fast. I'd go very slow, just sitting here with a tiny bit of warmth. I'd rather only spend about an hour trying to warm up and then make our way across the ice. Coal have we got? We've got 7 coal. That's pretty good in terms of the forging we're going to need to do. Oh, we got really clear. Which probably means it's going to try and blizzard later. There's the wolf over there. Another piece of coal. I think we'll have plenty of coal over there, so we're just going to add 1 piece of coal to get us warm. Ah, that's right, we gotta wait. Just found 2 sticks, I'll just add those. While we wait, we'll make half a litre of water. And another half a litre of water. I think I hear the bear outside. Like, he is seriously right there.
I'm getting weak.
I hear him, but I'm not 100% sure exactly where he is. That's okay, because we go this way. Oh, there he is. Not sure I've ever actually encountered him right there. He's loud. I'm not going to go too crazy collecting all of these. I'm trying to just get enough just to, you know, have something to eat. It means we don't have to eat sketchy food if we don't want. Yeah, I was trying to remember the way I go. We'll probably get most of these on the way out. There should be some dog food waiting for us at the forge. Right, so now we're encumbered, mainly because we're exhausted. Just because you... I think it's still safer to go that way. I think I probably could have made up some coffee just to help with this, because if we got too exhausted and we couldn't sprint, getting across the ice can be a bit sketchy, so... And note to self, I probably need to make up at least 1 coffee. these guys because we did drink one of our teas. Kind of cool now they got multiple towers on this map. I think before there was only just, you know, the one, and now it's kind of these good little signposts. Probably should keep my eyes peeled for a maple. I think there's one over there in wolf territory. None that I remember seeing through here. We'll grab you. We'll grab you even though we're encumbered. Oh man. How many hacksaws? We'll bring it because we can tear that down potentially. Alright. So we're quite encumbered now. We've still got more coal to pick up. Probably. Just over there is where we're headed with those little... There's like another little orange... all the wooden docks. We'll just skirt around this. And over there is the other farm. And there's our wolf. Resident, unfriendly wolf. Just doing its own thing. So accelerant, I don't think we'd found any in the game yet. Nothing in there. I'll take the fur, but I'll leave the cedar. We might grab it on the way out. It's good to have a bunch of fuel to start the forge off and get it as hot as possible before we add the coal so we don't waste as much as we otherwise would. I think we might have some wolves on our front of our forge we need to get into. So we'll see how this works out. Two wolves over there, 3 wolves. So I think that makes it less likely that they're any on our front porch when we get to the forge. So heavy, cannot resist the sticks. More arrows we can make. I'll leave that cedar there. I think we're probably got enough fuel. How many cattails do we have? 20. That's a good number for now. we're actually getting warmer at the moment, so the day got nice. Which means tonight
Nobody needs this anymore.
it's probably going to be really, really crappy. And it'll try and blizzard us in. We'll leave that alone for the moment. Apparently that bit of snow is too hard to get over. I had to go around. Let's have a bit of a listen. I don't see anyone. Here we are at the forge. I much prefer forging here than Desolation Point. It's a long way to go, and I don't know, this place is just nice. Just quickly drop. I might hear some deer behind us. Drop a bunch of you guys. We'll drop all you guys. I'm actually still getting warm. More matches. Make a little drink. Oh, we're going to be very warm now at the moment. We are 2 degrees positive. What is weighing us down so much? All of these. Drop you for the moment. I'll drop all of you, just because I want to have a little wander around before we get too carried away. Especially while the wolves are away and the weather's good. I'm just going to do a few things just to help us if we get bad weather. Just to help get us set up for the forging. That's what I wanted. Sounds like the wolves are all over that direction. Do I have a dead guy anywhere around here? Okay, so we've still got all this stuff to search in here, but we can do that while it all warms up. might just grab the food that's usually behind here.
Yep. Definitely use this.
37%.
Oh, lucky day.
63%. That's the one we'll eat first. I probably should just... We finish checking all these, see if there's anything else that gets warmer. Pry bar we don't really need. I'll leave that here. But if this is warm in this bed, how warm does this bed get? So it's extra 5 degrees. It's currently 4 degrees. It's probably going to drop temperature really, really quickly. But I think I can probably get 1 or 2 hours of sleep in just to get a bit of our fatigue under control before we have to start a fire and before we start forging. So it's very rarely ever this warm here. So I'm going to sleep for 2 hours and just risk it. It's still warm. Still got calories. Sleep for 2 more hours. Excellent. Only really doing this because I want to have a bit of energy for the forging throughout the night. So now I think I'm going to start all this up.
Oh, I could eat a horse.
Alright. I don't think I'll waste that.
Come on, little fire.
We'll add the fur. I'm gonna get an hour of that going. This is going to start to warm up. I'm actually going to get 1 more hour sleep. We'll probably sign the episode off here, and when we wake up, we'll come back for the next episode.